talk about the Republican Party in just a minute, but I want to get to one more clip, and it's sort of a long one, but it's another of those interesting, maybe not what you'd expect exchanges. I asked Congressman Michaud a question that had been posed by an MPBN viewer by email about his stand on abortion. That viewer wondered why Michaud previously got a very high rating from a pro-life organization, but now gets a rating of 0. Now, Michaud has been considered a pro-life politician. Has he changed? Here is the entire exchange.
Well, you'd have to look at actually the votes that they rated us on, and sometimes it's very misleading. During my tenure in the Maine legislature, when I first became chair of the Appropriation Committee, I felt very strongly that we have to fund family planning, and we actually increased family planning funding dramatically. The first time it had a huge increase in over 10 years to help prevent unintended pregnancy. And actually the reason why I had 100% voting, actually it's rated on 2 issues. And both issues were both family planning issues. Which I feel very strongly about. That's one way that we can educate and prevent unintended pregnancy is through family planning. So I've always been a strong supporter of family planning and will continue to be a strong supporter. If you look at the statistics here in Maine, as far as Maine is one of the top states as far as unintended pregnancy. So I'm very proud of my record, and that's one of the reasons why I got 100% is those 2 very issues that dealt with family planning issues.
Do you remain a pro-life candidate?
I don't go by labels. I think it depends on the issues. If you look at family planning, pro-life might not consider that it's not an issue for them, but pro-choice might. So I never go by labels. I go by the issues. It's been a mixture.
So, do you oppose abortion, and what are your feelings on the morning after pill that was the subject of this vote?
Yeah. Actually, that deals with the issue. If you look at overseas in military bases, if someone was sexually assaulted, I think it's very important for them to get emergency contraception. And that's one thing that we allow it back here. Some bases do allow it, but wasn't consistent throughout the Department of Defense bases overseas. So the emergency contraception is very important if you want to prevent an unintended pregnancy. That is why I supported that and will continue to support it, because if you want to prevent if someone's been raped or assaulted, that's the right thing to do.
I'm still not clear. Let me phrase the question this way. Would you support overturning Roe versus Wade?
Yeah. The other issue that I voted on in Congress actually was late-term abortion. I voted against late-term abortion issues. As far as this Congress, if you look at with a new leadership in this Congress, that has not been the focus, and it will not be the focus for the upcoming Congress. The issues that people are really concerned about are issues with the economy, energy, our national security, the war in Iraq. So, that's where I'm putting my energies, my efforts, and if other issues come up, I'll look at them as I have always looked at them on a issue-by-issue basis.
I had 2 observations, if I might. The first is that was a dance worthy of Mitchell or Cohen at their very, very best. And I applaud your 4 or 5 efforts to get a straight answer out of him, but that was a dance. And the second thing is that if Mike hadn't told me himself personally that he was not going to run for governor, I would have thought this is the opening salvo for a man that wanted to win a Democratic primary statewide.
I agree with the dance, and I don't quite frankly understand why he felt it was necessary to dance. His answers were, of course, technically correct. They simply weren't responsive to the question that you were asking.
Has he changed his position?
No, I don't think he's changed his position at all, although you do ask about the question about the morning after pill, which most pro-life organizations would oppose. But beyond that, I think his position has been fairly consistent, and what he was getting away with there is that there were no votes in the last Congress which dealt with the issue of Roe v. Wade or an issue of a pro-life amendment. But I understand why he was saying it. I mean, every Democrat, I sort of agree with Chris in this, every Democrat who's either going to be for him or against him if he runs for governor knows that his position is a pro-life position, and that's going to be a problem for him in the Democratic primary. But that's who he is.